where they replaced that girl with Hunter Biden.
And YouTube is making sure you know. Here are the facts kind of statement about whatever issue it perceives me to be talking about. I had that happen recently with a story about leaked files on a hacking forum because I mentioned Area 51 with this dumbass definition of what Area 51 really is down below, even though it had basically nothing to do with the actual. It's a bit of an unexpected.
I think the problem is that some of the facts that they were checking were not accurate. And that's what happened. Is that people feel like fact checking is biased, and it's also not. The issue is that I think that, and it's like a cultural thing, right? Where like you have things like 1984 and like other books that create different ideas or metaphors of like a ministry of truth. And I think that it's something that just culturally people are very afraid of because of how much like social like or how much media we've had and how much like discussion we've had about that happening in the past. Arbiters of truth, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is apparently distancing themselves from the idea of fact checkers.
And fact-checking program in users to hide notes to post. It's likely to please
opinion, but whether or not that's a good thing.
And others, Meta executive move to try to repair the strained relationship with Tuesday that it was ending its long-standing the spread how the company was unfettered speech online. Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, more speeches rely on its users to correct inaccurate and false posts and take a approach to political content. Changes with of regret. Uh, Values over the previous decade. Roots around free expression. Meta chief executive said in a point where it's just too many platform as a result of decision. The reality is that this is a covertly uh, to curry favor with the transition period. Sharply shifted its Mr. Zuckerberg called a cultural tipping point from the election. Mr. Trump at Mar-a-Lago in November at Meta later donated 1 million to support Mr. Trump inauguration last week. Mr. Man, the highest ranking Meta executive closest to the Republican Party, to the and on Monday, Mr. Zuckerberg said that the head of the ultimate of Mr. Trump would join Meta board. Meta executive recently Trump officials
Yes, the other says
about what the conservative who spoke on condition of announcement coincided with the appearance by Mr. Kaplan on Fox and Friends, a favorite show of Mr. Too much political bias in Meta facts checking program. The Kaplan Fox interview and found it impressive, and that Mr. Trump also said Meta's change was probably a result of the threats he had made to the company and Mr. Zuckerberg. Elon Musk, the world's richest man who leads X, loomed large over Meta's shift in 2022 out the platform restrictions on online speech and has turned to a program called Community Notes, which depends on leading content. Mr. Musk, who has become a key advisor to Trump, also moved X to Texas and out of California, where it had been based, and California's policies on Tuesday. Meta said it would do a community note
I want to take a deep.
community note program after seeing this approach work with trust and safety moderation of operations instead of working less concerned about the bias of our teams. On Tuesday, Mr. Kaplan pushed back against the idea that anyone who is influencing Mr. Zuckerberg's decision just Meta are coming from Mark. Mr. Kaplan said, but he had it. I think played an incredibly important role in moving the debate and get
What it,
was deeply concerning. That's what I'm saying. Nicole Gill, a founder and the executive director of digital watchdog organization, said Mr. Zuckerberg was reopening the to the exact same surge of hate, misinformation, and conspiracy theories that caused January 6 and that continue to start fueling violence. In 2021, Facebook shut down his account after the January 6 riot at the Capitol for inciting violence before later reinstating him. Multiple studies have since shown that interventions like Facebook fact checks were effective at reviewing beliefs in falsehood and reducing how often such content was shared.